watching the best. Fox 10 News at 4.
Now at 4, two 8-year-old boys missing in the high country are found safe. Details on two separate searches for them straight ahead.
And an Arizona man's accused of making death threats against a presidential candidate as Donald Trump is in Cochise County today.
And monsoon storms are hanging around again tonight. We take a closer look at the action from the valley up to the high country. Thank you for joining us at 4. We start with two 8-year-old boys who went missing overnight at two different Arizona recreation sites. They both have been found safe today.
They spent the night alone, though, in the elements. And tonight we are learning some exclusive new details about how they were found and how they are right now. Here is a look at where those search sites were happening. The two sites are about 70 miles apart in northern Arizona. Canyon Hartley went missing from his family at a campsite in the Grand Canyon. And then Zion Marin got separated from his family while hiking at the Lava River Cave area near Flagstaff. Fox 10's Lauren Clark is live in Flagstaff tonight. And Lauren, you spoke exclusively with Zion's family and is live with more. We're glad, obviously, that he's okay.
Yeah, what an absolute miracle, you all. Now, Sion's family says that he is doing all right. He's a little dehydrated and a little tired. He didn't really want to talk to the cameras. Understandably, though, the kid actually spent the night in the Flagstaff wilderness. He was given half of an egg sandwich and a Gatorade, coming out of the hospital just fine. I was able to talk to his parents, and they are just absolutely overwhelmed with so much gratitude and love of so much support that they received. Now, they're actually visiting from Baltimore. They're on vacation, and they were going to the lava tubes. They were going to, or lava caves rather, and they were going to be doing some hiking. And that's when little Sion decided he really wasn't wanting to do that anymore. And his dad told him to go back into the parking lot where his mom was. And we spoke to county officials, and they explained, you know, this was not a very far walk at all. But because it was so rainy outside, it appears that the kid got a little disoriented. And when they realized that he was not back in the car, that is when the search ensued. And there was so many people who came out in support of this young boy. Locals here in Flagstaff who volunteered. The local rabbi was walking really shoulder to shoulder with the parents, was absolutely drenched in the rain. As a result, they received prayers from across the world, including places like Israel and Rome. They also had family that flew in, search groups that flew in to try to locate him. And according to officials, he was woken up Thursday this morning at 11 a.m. by the calls of search groups. And he actually had quite the evening. He really knows how to bear the elements there. This is what his parents had to say about what he was up to for those hours.
He said he got to see some ox walk by, and he saw
an elk.
He saw an elk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know.
And
resourceful lad, I guess.
He decided that he was tired, and he found a rock. He used it as a pillow, took his shirt off and used it as his blanket, and then went to sleep.
We trained him well, I guess.
Yes.
Absolutely unbelievable. Now, the Marins are going to be continuing their trip. They're going to be going to Utah at Lake Powell. They said all this time, though, everyone is going to be sticking together. No exceptions this time around. We're going to have more details about this coming up at 5. But guys, this family just really wants to extend its love and thanks to the Flagstaff community for helping find their son. They really do believe this was a miracle thanks to everyone who was involved. Reporting live here in Flagstaff, Lauren Clark, Fox 10 News.
Great news.
Little troopers, huh?
They are.
Overnight.
Absolutely. Wow. Lauren, thanks. We'll see you again at 5. As we mentioned, the other missing 8-year-old who went missing at the Grand Canyon last night was also found safe this morning. Canyon Hartley wandered away from his campsite around midnight. The park says that he was found today in the nearby Grand Canyon Village. It's about a mile and a half away from where his family was camping. Now, we don't know details about how he was found, but we are told that, again, he is okay.
Good to hear. All right, let's take a look outside right now. Live picture over the valley. Lots of sunshine, a few clouds off in the distance.
Yeah, and Corey is tracking it right now. I don't know. Could we have a repeat performance of last night, Corey?
Well, some folks are really getting it at the moment. Now, you showed those sunny skies there, but we've got some heavy weather just southeast of the valley in Florence. Let's take a quick look and we'll show you who's getting the worst of it. We take you down here into Pinal County, and two things going on. We have two severe thunderstorm warnings out. In addition to that, we have a dust storm advisory for this heavy weather that's been moving its way off to the northeast. So the dust storm advisory, that will encompass the southeast valley. We've got a wall of dust moving at about 55 miles an hour that's going to be pushing its way off to the north and west, away from those thunderstorms. However, you can see the storms themselves continue a northeasterly track, and that's the path of the dust that we're talking about. So if you live in Chandler, Queen Creek, Apache Junction, you want to keep an eye out because this dust will be pushing over you at a pretty fast rate. Now into the two severe thunderstorm warnings. Here is Florence, and Florence has been pounded both on the south side of town and now off into the northern edge of town as well. So again, if you live in Florence, you already know what we're talking about. If you live north of Florence, you definitely want to keep your eye out because this storm is holding together pretty well. It's got 60-mile-an-hour winds in it, and it looks anyway for the moment as though it's going to continue that northeasterly trek in a pretty hot way. So again, this warning is out until 4:15 on the south side of the storm, until 4:30 on the north side. And so again, if you live in Superior, you definitely want to keep an eye out. And if you're in Apache Junction or just east of there, you want to watch out as well. We'll keep an eye on this. The whole state has a chance at weather tonight, and we have some other strong storms that are continuing their move across northern Arizona. We'll take a look at those and have the full forecast in a few minutes, Ellen.
All right, we'll see you then, Corey. Thank you. We are learning that an Arizona man is accused of making a death threat against former President Donald Trump, but he is under arrest now. 66-year-old Ronald Seifert was arrested in Cochise County, where Trump stopped at the southern border. He was handcuffed around 2:30 p.m. The Cochise County Sheriff's Office says that Seifert has several outstanding warrants out of Arizona and Wisconsin for a number of charges, including a DUI and failure to register as a sex offender. It's all taking place as Donald Trump was touring the U.S.-Mexico border in Cochise County. He says he's planning to secure the border and deter illegal immigration by bringing back several policies he implemented during his first term in office. He also addressed migrant crime and criticized Vice President Kamala Harris for not going to the border. He said that Harris has failed in her role as border czar.
Had a border czar who was the border czar. She loved the title, but she didn't want to do the work because she's lazy, and probably more importantly than being lazy, she wants to have an open border.
The trip also comes ahead of his rally here in the Valley tomorrow, and that will be at Desert Diamond Arena. The doors are set to open at 11 a.m., and he is set to speak at 4 p.m.
Arizona will be well represented at tonight's DNC. Some of the speakers tonight include Senator Mark Kelly, his wife, former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, along with Congressman Ruben Gallego. Of course, it's a huge night for the Vice President. Kamala Harris will give the keynote address tonight to wrap up the convention and officially accept the party's nomination for president. And this was unveiled today here in the Valley, a mural of the VP. It's downtown Phoenix, just north of Roosevelt on Central.
And of course, John Hook is there right now. We will check in with him in just a few moments, and then we will carry her speech right here on Fox 10 on air, also on our website and the Fox 10 local app. She is expected to take the stage sometime in the 7 o'clock hour.
Well, straight ahead at 4:30, road rage in the West Valley. One man is stabbed in the neck. The other is still on the loose.
But first, the fight for a statewide school cell phone ban is pressing on. What the state superintendent is saying about it coming up.